Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And today's subject is going to be about Reece James, because I've been having a lot of debate with people on Twitter last night and this morning over whether we should move Reece James up to a right winger because of the fact that we've got no fit wingers at the moment. I have my reservations about that, and I'm going to be explaining them to you in this video. But before I get into that, guys, you know what to do. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video.
Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
Okay guys, Reece James. Should Reece James move up to right wing because we've got no fit wingers at the moment? A lot of these so-called football managers on social media are saying it, and for me, it's a no. Reece James is not a winger, and I've got the stats to back it up, guys. So a lot of people, the problem is of our fan base, a lot of people do not look at football from a coaching point of view. Obviously you're a supporter, so you're not really expected to do that. But if you're looking at it as a fan, then don't offer coaching tips when you've got no clue about football and how the game is played. You know, sorry, I don't want to undermine people or sound a bit pompous or anything like that. That's not my intention, but it's just a case of looking at the bigger picture. You know, I've had some coaching experience in my time, you know, at a very low level of football, so I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in a coaching field, but when you coach at any level, whether it be Sunday League, park football or semi-professional, whatever, then you get to get an understanding of the game, you get to get an understanding of your players. And the thing about coaching and everything else is not what you see on the ball, it's what you see off the ball. Because a lot of our fans, rightfully so as well, they just want to see what they, they just looking at what they see when the players got the ball. They're not looking at positions, what they take out off the ball, or the work rate that they do off the ball. That's why people like even Tammy Abraham sometimes, but Mason Mount gets undervalued because people are they're more looking at what he offers on the ball and his skills, etc., but not stuff like other coaches look at: work rate, positional, tactical, nous, and that sort of thing. So they're not interested in that sort of thing. And you see it with like Kovacic, why Kovacic gets a lot of plaudits, because he's a neat dribbler, nice dribbler on the ball, and that catches the eye of the spectator or the supporter. And they're not looking, they forget all the fact that sometimes he switches off positionally, or he makes the wrong decision sometimes. Because even on Saturday, he had a good game on Saturday. I'm not saying, he was trying, but there's a couple of times where he was just heeling the ball to nobody. He was showing no awareness, giving away cheap possession, and it kind of annoyed me at times, you know. And I'm not knocking Kovacic, because I think he's a decent player, but he's got flaws in his game which people choose to ignore or don't recognise, which, you know, I call him up and I call other players up on some of their flaws. And let's get back to the Reece James situation now. With Reece James, I was asking this question: what would he have done differently if he was playing as a winger? And I'm not getting the answers that I want to hear. A couple of people were saying, oh yeah, he'd have put in more crosses, he'd have given us more than Kai Havertz and whatever, yeah. He would have dribbled more or whatever. But going back to the stats, Reece James didn't put in one successful cross yesterday. He put in a lot of crosses. He was from right back, he put in the most crosses. So the fact that they're saying he'd put in more crosses, I don't get that. I don't understand that, because he did put in a lot of crosses. None of them were successful, but that's because Everton were defensively solid. And not saying that his crosses were poor, they weren't. Everton were players were getting in the right place, blocking. They had good, big 6 foot guys who were heading the ball away. So that's why none of his crosses reached his man. But more startlingly, the reason why he shouldn't play the winger, and I said he doesn't really attack his man one-on-one. And the stats prove it. He didn't have one successful dribble yesterday, not one. The most successful dribbles that Reece James has had this season in a match has been 2. And I'm not to say he can't do it. I'm not saying he can't, but that's not his game. His game is not to dribble past players. If you look at Lamptey is a totally different fullback to what Reece James is. Lamptey is someone who likes to carry the ball, dribble past his man, and he makes a lot more successful dribbles. Reece James is more of a tactical right back. He takes up great positions. He's fantastic at overlapping, and that's why him and Ziyech dovetail so nicely, because sometimes when Ziyech comes inside, then Reece James will do the overlap. That's how we scored the goal against Leeds. Ziyech got the ball from infield, Reece James bombed down the wing, brilliant ball by Ziyech, excellent cross to Giroud from Reece James, and that's what his game's about. And sometimes if Ziyech is going down the wing, Reece James is intelligent enough to come infield, and that creates space for Ziyech to work in. So as a winger, I don't think it will work. I'll humour you guys for a minute, because a lot of people were saying play Azpilicueta as a right back and Reece James further forward. What Everton would have done, any good coach would do this, they'll say, okay, Chelsea's best crosser is Reece James. They've got no other wingers. So if we just double up on Reece James, give Azpilicueta the ball to cross it in. And you know what Azpilicueta's crossing is like. Azpilicueta has never been a great crosser of the ball. The only time he had success with crosses was when he was playing in the free when Antonio Conte had the 3-4-3 system, and he used to play those diagonal crosses in for Morata, and I think that's the most assists he's got in a season. They weren't crosses where he went to the byline and crossed it in. If you look at throughout his career, he's had a poor success rate when it comes to crossing. So as I said, Reece James doesn't do that dribbling a lot to take players out. So that's why, for me, rather than playing Reece James as a winger, like some people were saying, then what we need to do when we don't have wingers is to change the formation. Simple as that. So I don't think we'll do it against Wolves. We haven't had a lot of time to work on it, but what Frank needs to do is work on a different formation. We're playing Werner out of position on the wings. Why don't we go to a 4, I mentioned it before, 4-diamond-2. So you put 2 up front. Werner, when he used to play for Leipzig, always used to play Poulsen, the big man. He used to play off him. So either whether it be Giroud or whether it be Tammy Abraham, we play them close to each other, Werner playing off them. Werner will stretch the play anyway because he likes to run the channels. If we don't just shoehorn him into one position on the left, wide on the left or wide on the right, let's let him drift and play two up. Play a diamond, and then you're going to get the width, the natural width from our fullbacks. Ben Chilwell and Reece James are good at they're athletic enough to come up and down the pitch, get in decent crosses. So if we play that narrow way, they'll give us the natural width anyway. So that's the option I would explore, rather than sticking with the same formation and having Reece James playing
as a right wing.
So those are my thoughts on it. I'll be interested to know what you guys think. Do you think that it will work with Reece James
as a right wing,
or do you agree with the things I'm saying? Join the debate. Put your comments in the comment field, and we can have a discussion about this. And until then, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.